Next page. أعطي الكلمة الآن إلى معالي السيد فينسنسيو أماندولا وكيل وزارة الخارجية والتعاون الدولي في إيطاليا.
Thank you, President. Thank you for organizing this timely debate on the issue that requires a comprehensive global response and should not be associated with any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group. The evaluation of the threat confirms the need to face this challenge through a global response of wide-ranging nature. It's a challenge without border, and is a challenge that needs a multidimensional answer. Italian contribution advocates that our responsibility to be holistic in terms of answering and action, holistic in terms of political, cultural, and diplomatic action. It focuses on training local security forces and countering financial flows to extremist groups. It takes into consideration all aspects of this borderless challenge. Together we will defeat the military terrorist organization, but together we have to eradicate the roots and the base of this extremist activity, and we have to do all together. First and foremost comes prevention. I would like to renew the Italian support for the security to the Secretary General and the Security Council discussion and debate and the plan of action on preventing violent terrorism and extremism, because this plan of action is a comprehensive approach, will not just encompass security-based counter-terrorism measures, but also systematic preventive measures. We have a double responsibility, because in the long-term solution, we have to base our action understanding that the forces that alienate individuals, and young people in particular, and lead them to join extremist groups. This means to take a root causes of phenomenon, because we need to address the condition, the lack of socioeconomic opportunities, marginalization and discrimination, poor governance and violation of human rights and the rule of law, radicalization in prisons and marginalized community. The double responsibility means to act all together to fight against this organization, but also to respect the word of freedom and our value that are basically in each society should be defended and especially should be spread with the young generation. We need to prevent sectarian political conflict, because within the sectarian political conflict open the door for totalitarian political organization as Daesh. At the same moment, we need to fight Islamophobia, because the big asset for the terrorist organization that are minority within the groups want to become majority. Secondly, we have to fully implement the UN relevant resolution adopted to cut off the financial sources of terrorism, but also to show the value of the community when we have crises like the refugees flowing from the place of war, and we have to show all the solidarity, like we are doing, for example, in Italy, developing human corridors to save human life, to save refugees escaping from the war and especially from Lebanon. Third, we're speaking about counter-narrative, but this means build bridging of understanding, starting from our resolution on the youth in particular, because we have to engage the youth community, especially when is marginalized, around a discussion on shared values and mutual respect. At the same time, we have to, of course, to fight all together, introducing innovative counter-terrorism legislation. But this double responsibility, this double action, means to build bridge of understanding in our society. And after the last attack of Paris, our government proposed and approved in the budget law a concept. For each euro that we spend in security, we spent last year 1 billion, in terms of new counter-terrorism activity, we have to spend the same amount for culture. Means building within the society moment of involvement, inclusion, and also strengthening, which is our message of a society that respects freedom, respect also inclusiveness of young generation in particular. It's a commitment, it's an action based on what we are doing now, not just on the particular level of the national level, but also opening ourselves to a multilateral dimension that prevent conflict, help refugees to escape from the war, and try with the political means to solve the conflict. This minority, this group of minority, especially Daesh in the Middle East, within the MENA region, they want to create by minority a border between a majority of the value that we are respecting and a new community that want to become even a state. My final point is on culture and education, because in this multi-dimension action that we have to have, in culture and investing in education, we can invest in bridge of understanding. It's not just a narrative, it's just to promote and to reorganize our society within concept of inclusion and concept of value that we share. Terrorists seek to divide us by race, ethnicity, nationality, and values. Is the opposite of the land where, and I speak mainly about the Mediterranean region, where the identity and the diversity were a melting of different religion, culture that create together the most intensive and beautiful heritage. When I was last time in Iraq, and I express all my condolences for what happened yesterday in Baghdad, we visited an Italian-Iraqi Institute for Heritage and Defending the archaeological beautiful, let's say, heritage of the country. When we visited, we studied what is going on in Mosul. We studied by the satellite image, and we saw that the first enemy of the destruction of this Daesh organization are not just the Christian minority, but also the Muslim minority. What they are doing in Iraq, what they have done in somewhere else, is an attack to the idea of the Mediterranean region, that is identity and diversity that create together the most intense experience of civilization in the past century. By protecting our cultural heritage, by protecting the refugees, by protecting an idea of society where security goes together with respect of freedom and also promoting integration, we can create not just a counter-narrative, but we can create for the work of the UN and the base of the value of our UN resolution also an idea of society that fight organization but eradicate the roots with the active promoting a practical proposal for our community. Thank you very much.
أشكر معالي السيد